Assalamu alaikum. Now that Ramadan has started, many people, especially new Muslims, might have questions regarding Ramadan. What is it about? Why do we fast? And a whole lot more. And so today's video, I'd like to answer the top 10 most common, frequently asked questions about Ramadan. Number 1. What is Ramadan? Ramadan is the 9th month of the Muslim lunar calendar. During this month, Muslims fast from the break of dawn to sunset. Fasting is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. During the fast, Muslims abstain from water, food, and marital relations. Ramadan is a significant month of spiritual reflection and a heightened awareness of Allah. We can find in Surah Al-Baqarah, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. The month of Ramadan is that in which was revealed the Quran, a guidance for the people and clear proofs of guidance and criterion. So whoever sights the new moon of the month, let him fast. And whoever is ill or on a journey, then an equal number of other days. Allah intends for you ease and does not intend for you hardship, and wants for you to complete a period and to glorify Allah for that to which He has guided you, and perhaps you will be grateful. Ramadan is the month in which the Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the cave of Hira. Accordingly, Muslims intend to connect with the Quran during this month. During this month of reflection, the nearly 1.6 billion Muslims across the world observe the fast. Number 2. Why do we fast in Ramadan? Fasting in the month of Ramadan is the 3rd pillar of Islam and an obligation in Islam. Fasting is obligatory for every able, sane, and adult Muslim. The purpose of fasting is to attain taqwa, or consciousness of Allah. We can find in Surah Al-Baqarah, يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. O you who have believed, decreed upon you is fasting, as it was decreed upon those before you, that you may attain taqwa. The linguistic meaning of taqwa is a shield or a protective barrier. It is to protect oneself from what angers Allah. Taqwa also means that which Allah has enjoined and avoiding that which He has forbidden. Fasting is multidimensional, in which the physical is interrelated to the spiritual. Fasting, or the physical refraining from anything entering the body, illuminates the spiritual. By refraining from the physical, we exercise the spiritual heart. Struggling against one's desires of eating, drinking, and marital relations strengthens the heart and allows one to attain a heightened awareness of Allah, or taqwa. Number 3. When is Ramadan? The first and last dates of Ramadan are determined by the lunar Islamic calendar. The moon is used to determine the start of Ramadan. The entering of each month is determined by the sighting of the new moon, which likewise signifies the ending of the previous month. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Do not fast for Ramadan before the coming of the month until you sight the moon or complete the number of 30 days. Then fast until you sight the moon or complete the number of 30 days. Number 4. How long is Ramadan? Ramadan begins with the sighting of the new moon and ends with the sighting of the new moon. This cycle is either 29 or 30 days. Each day, Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset, which may vary from country to country. Number 5. When can you eat during Ramadan? Muslims observe fast from the break of dawn to sunset. This means that nothing is to enter the body during that period of time. This includes food, water, and smoking. Muslims must also abstain from marital relations. However, affection for one's spouse, such as hugging, is permitted. Muslims break their fast at sunset and this meal is known as iftar. It is encouraged for Muslims to eat directly after the sunset and not delay the iftar. Muslims around the world open their iftar with dates and water, in line with the Prophet's tradition. It is also encouraged for Muslims to provide meals to other Muslims breaking their fast. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Whoever helps break the fast of a fasting person, he will have the same reward as him without decreasing anything from the reward of the fasting person." Sahur, or a pre-dawn meal, is a time in which Muslims eat a light meal before they begin the fast, meaning before sunrise. Eating sahur is an act that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ performed and is encouraged that Muslims emulate. Number 6. How to fast in Ramadan. What are the rules of fasting? One must first make an intention to fast. The obligation of fasting is to then refrain from eating, drinking, and marital relations from the break of dawn to sunset. Anything entering the body, including inhaling, smoking, medication, etc., will invalidate the fast. The Prophet's practice or sunnah is to have a light meal pre-dawn or sahur, then begin the fast, the time before Fajr prayer. Muslims break their fast at sunset or the time before Maghrib prayer as soon as they hear the call of prayer or adhan. Through the teachings of the sunnah, it is recommended to break the fast on dates and water, then proceed with the meal which is referred to as iftar. Number 7. What breaks my fast? That which breaks fast can be divided into two categories. The first is that which is absorbed, and the second category are actions that lead to the bodily fluid being expelled from the body. The first category, that which is absorbed, include eating, drinking, medicine, injection, pills, transfusions, etc. The second category, which will break the fast, include sexual intercourse, masturbation, menstruation, vomiting deliberately, and postnatal bleeding. In regards to menstruation, it is not permitted for a woman to fast during the days she is menstruating. However, she is obliged to fast those missed days after Ramadan. Number 8. If I'm sick, do I have to fast during Ramadan? Sickness is of two types: chronic sickness and temporary sickness. Chronic illness is a disease that persists for a long time. In this case, out of Allah's mercy, due to the illness, a Muslim cannot fast, hence they have a kafara, meaning they pay an expiation or an atonement for that day that they did not fast. For the one who has a temporary sickness, they are permitted to break the fast of that day if they are in need of medication. If they are aware that the sickness is going to harm them, then they have the permission to abstain from fasting that day. After the month of Ramadan, they simply make up the fasting day they missed. Number 9. When does Ramadan end? The end of Ramadan is determined by the first sighting of the new moon. The first day of the Islamic month of Shawwal marks the end of Ramadan. Muslims celebrate the completion of Ramadan with the festival of Eid al-Fitr, which is the first day of Shawwal. And number 10, when is Eid? Eid al-Fitr, which literally means the festival of breaking the fast, occurs at the conclusion of Ramadan. Eid al-Fitr is the first day of Shawwal in the Islamic calendar and marks the end of Ramadan, which is 29 or 30 days after the beginning of the month. During Ramadan, it is forbidden for Muslims to eat during the day. However, on the first day of Eid, it is forbidden for Muslims to fast, as it is a day of celebration and festivity for Muslims. The day commences with a congregational Eid prayer after sunrise, after which Muslims will then gather with their family and friends to celebrate with food and gifts. And so that's the top 10 Ramadan frequently asked questions. Wallahu a'lam, and Allah knows best.